Anyone?
Yes.
Thomas. Okay,
Yeah.
Thomas is new one. New guy. Okay. Any other? Okay, fine. Okay. So Thomas only new one. Yeah, Thomas. So yesterday I just gave the basic info about .NET. So I'm just repeating the overview. Yeah. So I don't know you are aware of the .NET or I mean basics. I don't know. So I'm telling what is the purpose of .NET. What is .NET? So basically, so .NET is a technology. It's a network enabled technology. .NET means network enabled technology. So in this technology, we have the different languages like C#, F#, VB.NET. So many languages are there. So now the question is, what is the purpose of .NET? By using .NET technology, we can implement different kind of applications, Windows applications, web applications, console or web services. So many, any kind of applications we can implement by using the .NET technology. So here, this is the technology. In this technology, we have a lot of languages. So we are preferring the language is the C#. So C# is the one of the leading programming language in .NET. Okay, so Java is actually purely language, same like the C#, VB.NET or F#. These are the separate languages. Okay, so these languages are completely supports the object-oriented programming principles. So that's why we can provide the security and the code reusability. Some benefits are there when compared to the C language or C++. Coming to these object-oriented programming languages, we have the some benefits. So that's the basic thing about the .NET. Now the thing is application side. So we can implement different kind of applications, right? So now the question is, what is mean by applications? Application, what kind of applications are there? So first of all, the definition of the application. A application, it is nothing but a self-defined program. So that means the application already have the some program. So based on that program, the application will act. So that is called the application. So we have the different kind of applications. Web application. Suppose any application that runs on browser, that is called web application. The browser may Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Edge, Microsoft Edge. So any browser. Okay, any application that runs on the any browser, that's called a web application. The example, Gmail, Amazon, Facebook, any application. Okay, so the second one is the Windows applications. Any application that runs on the Windows machine, those are called Windows applications. So these are purely depends on the Windows operating system. So some other applications also there, like console, web services, Windows services, we'll discuss later. As of now, you may get some confusion. Okay, these are the application types and the applications. Okay. Okay, yeah, I will share screen. 1 second. Someone asked screen share. Yes, I just shared my screen. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so .NET. So .NET means network enabled technology. So means it's a just extension. So network enabled technology. So in this technology, we have the lot of programming languages like C# or F# or VB.NET. So many languages are there, but the preferable language is C#. If you are perfectly learn C#, that's enough. Okay, so any application, any web application you want to build, you have to take total three things. The first one is the ASP.NET. So this is the front end part. So the front end part means nothing but what you're seeing in your browser, like the controls, the text boxes, the first name, last name text box, the mobile password, any control you are seeing in browser, that's we are designing, we are developing in the ASP.NET. Okay, that is front end. So we have to save data into database. So that means server. So that is the we are taking SQL server. So SQL server means SQL means structured query language. So in between we are interacting the ASP.NET and the SQL server by using the C# programming language. Okay, this is the middle layer, or you can call as a backend. So here ASP means active server page. Active server page. ASP.NET, right? So ASP means active server page. So these three technologies, so including with ADO.NET also there. So by using these four things, we can implement the web applications or Windows applications or any kind of applications. So this is the major technology. So after completion these technologies, I will tell you about the MVC, JavaScript and JQuery. MVC architecture, JavaScript scripting language, and jQuery is also one of the popular client-side library. Okay, these technologies I will cover. Yeah. Okay, so I just gave overview because someone studied yesterday demo class. So now the continuation, but the thing is, the topic is CLR. So yesterday we discussed .NET is a technology. In this technology, we have the .NET framework. So in this framework, we have the all the things. Okay, the code build, the code execution. You're writing suppose some code. You're designing the page. So everything it's under the .NET framework only. So the latest .NET framework version is 4.7.5. Okay, it's the latest version, I think 4.7.5. Okay, so here the important concept, .NET framework have the one important component that is called CLR. So common language runtime. CLR means common language runtime. CLR means common language runtime. This is very important component in the .NET framework. So what is the purpose of CLR? So basically CLR, it's called heart of the .NET framework. That means everything based on the CLR only. Okay, so it's not the it's a just theoretical part CLR topic. We are not doing anything with CLR. CLR it's a background process, but you have to know how the .NET framework is executing our code, how the .NET framework works with CLR. Those kind of things you have to know. But yeah, in real time we are not directly touching CLR. The CLR it's a .NET framework, one of the important component. Okay, CLR means common language runtime. So the thing is, suppose you are writing code in language C#. Someone wrote the code in VB.NET. Someone wrote the code with F# language. Okay, so you're writing some code in with your familiar language, your interested language. Then the language compiler, every language have their own compiler. Suppose here C# language is there, so that means C# compiler. Same like that, suppose if you're using VB.NET, then VB compiler. Same like that, you are using F#, then F# compiler. So what is mean by compiler? Compiler, it's an execution process. Suppose you are writing some code, the compiler takes that code and converting into some other format. So that's the purpose of the compiler. Okay, so now the thing is, before going to CLR, I will tell you about the compiler and interpreter. So basically previous days, I mean before the .NET, before the Java language, we have the interpreter. So interpreter concept is also same as a compiler, but the problem is with the interpreter execute our code line by line. Suppose you wrote some 1,000 lines of code. The problem, interpreter executing line by line, it will take the lot of time. So it's killing the time. So that's the one drawback. The second drawback, it is showing our errors line by line. Suppose you have the some 100 errors, but it is showing line by line. So these two problems are there in with the interpreter. Now coming to the compiler, you can see all the errors in a single block, and you can execute all the lines of code in a single batch. So that's the advantage of the compiler. So nowadays we have the compilers in .NET framework or Java or Python or any other popular languages, we have the compilers. So that's the basic difference between the interpreter and a compiler. Okay, now here is CLR, right? So every language has their own compiler. So suppose you wrote some code, right? So that code is called source code. What the code is developer writing, that code is called source code. Okay, this is called source code. Suppose I wrote some code int I equals to 10 or something, so that is called source code. So whenever you are compiling your code, then the language compiler take this source code and converting into MSIL code. MSIL code, that means Microsoft Intermediate Language, or you can call it as a intermediate language code also, IL code also. Okay, so I'm repeating, every language has their own compiler. The compiler takes this source code and converting into MSIL code. So MSIL code means Microsoft Intermediate Language Code. So once the MSIL code generates, then CLR comes into picture, takes this MSIL code and converting into machine understandable language. MSIL code into machine understandable language. Okay, by using JIT compiler, So JIT means just in time. Okay, I will show you image, then you will get some more clarity. 1 second. Okay, so are you able to see this image? Anyone, can you please tell me you are able to see my screen or not?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So this is the diagram for CLR. I will open image. Okay, this is fine. So as I said earlier, so what the developer wrote some code that is called source code. Okay, you are the developer. Suppose you are writing some code that is called source code. System directly doesn't understand that particular code. Then every language have the compiler. Suppose here VB.NET, C#, C++. So every language have their own compiler. So the compilers converting our source code into MSIL code. Okay, the other name is assembly IL code also. IL means intermediate language code, or else you can call it as a MSIL code. Okay, so the source code on another name is unmanaged code. Okay, the source code you can call it as a unmanaged code. So the unmanaged code converting by using the language compilers into MSIL code, that means Microsoft Intermediate Language Code. So once the MSIL code generates, then the CLR comes into picture. The CLR converts this MSIL code into machine understandable language, or you can call it as a native code. Okay, you can call it as a native code. So the general term you can better to use a machine understandable language. So by using the JIT compiler, so JIT compiler is different and the language compiler is different. The language compiler is only for the converting source code into MSIL code, but the JIT compilers takes this IL code and converting into machine understandable language. So machine understandable language means, suppose you have the Windows machine, then the code converting into based on that OS. Suppose you are using Linux, suppose you are using MacBook OS. So based on that OS or based on that browser, suppose you are using Google Chrome, someone using Mozilla, someone using Internet Explorer. So based on that browser, the code converts. So that's called the machine understandable language. So this is the CLR. So So this is actually one of the important component. You have to know how this execution is processing, but in real time we are not directly touching the CLR because the CLR is an internal process, so we can't touch it directly. I mean, like interacting with code. And one more thing here, I told you MSIL code. The other name is assembly. Okay, you can call it as a assembly also. So these extensions is the IL code file extension is .dll. So that means dynamic link library. .dll. So every file have the extension, right? Suppose you are using text file .txt. Suppose if you are using PDF, you are using MS Word .w something. Okay, so like that here also the file extension is the .dll. So that means dynamic link library. So this is about the CLR. So any question?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So then, yeah, so no question, right, up to here? I mean, about the CLR. Okay. Yeah. So CLR have the some more important components are there. So many components are there. So as of now, we'll discuss only some basic components. After some classes, I will tell you clearly. Okay. So the one important component is the BCL. Yeah. So yeah, so first I will tell you the two important components. One is the CTS, the second one is the CLS. So CTS means common type system. So common type system means okay, yeah, so common type system means, yeah, as I said earlier, .NET have the different languages. So suppose in the C# language, someone writes the integer declaration int I equals to 0. The VB.NET syntax is different. Integer I equals to 0. Some suppose F# language have the different syntax. So finally, these three are belongs to integer family. These three are for the declaration of the integer value. So the CTS means the common type system. Finally, whenever you are executing your code, it will intimate to the system. I mean, it will intimate to the .NET framework. These all are belongs to integer values. So it will just segregate the common code. It will just segregate the kind of the code. That is the advantage of the CTS. Okay, CTS means common type system. So the second one is the CLS. CLS is a subset of the CTS. That means CTS is the superset. Under the CTS, we have the CLS. So CLS means common language specifications. So common language specification means like we have some rules and regulations are there. Suppose you are using C#, you have to follow some rules. Suppose you are using VB.NET, you have to follow some rules. So based on that, it will arrange. So it will follow those kind of the rules. So that's the about the CLS, common language specification. I'm sharing my screen again in a second. This one stop. Okay. So here I will write you. So CTS means common type system. CLS means common language runtime. Common language specifications. Sorry. Okay, these are two important components under the CLS. Not only these components, so many components are there, like garbage collector. Suppose if you're not using your memory, your programming memory, it will automatically deallocate the memory. So those kind of facilities are there. So we'll see one by one later. As of now, don't go, I mean, the higher things. So as of now, just only I'm telling the basic things. Okay, this is about the complete about the CLR. So the interview point of view also, it's very important topic for the theoretical wise. Okay. So JIT means just in time. Okay, just in time. That's a one of the common compiler for the MSIL code conversion. Okay. Now the next one is the IAS. So IAS is one of the server for hosting our applications. Suppose you developed one application, so that will work on only in your system. Okay, we can't access from other systems, we can't deploy, because why? That's a local memory, that's a local system. So whenever you want to your application globally, you want to show, you want to explore globally, you have to deploy your code in some web server. So the example is the IIS, we have the ASP.NET, Apache, Tomcat, so many servers are there. So here I'm taking the example of the IIS server. So what is IIS means? Internet Information Services. So IIS means Internet Information Services. Okay, IIS means Internet Information Services. So what is the purpose of IIS? IIS actually it's a one kind of the web server. You can deploy your applications into IIS server. So based on that globalization, you can access your application in anywhere. Suppose you're accessing your Facebook in your mobile, in your desktop, or some other office laptop, you can access from anywhere. So how it is possible? They are segregating, they are just deployed their code into server. So the server have the public access, so we can access from anywhere. So that's the reason we are keeping the data into database servers, and we are deploying our code into, we are keeping our code into servers. So that is the IIS, Internet Information Services. We have the different kind of protocols, lot of things are there. Okay, we'll see later about the application pool, those kind of things. So yeah, now the next one is the difference between ASP and ASP.NET. So as of now, we have the ASP.NET, but some, I think 15 years back, we have the only ASP. So ASP have the some drawbacks. So in the ASP.NET, we are achieved so many things, like it will support the ADO.NET. That means connectionless architecture, scripting languages support, and it's not. It will support this some Ajax calls, JavaScript, jQuery. So a lot of things are there. So that is the advantage of the ASP.NET. As of now, there is no ASP. It's completely, as of now, we have only ASP.NET. Okay, just I'm telling the about ASP. I mean previously, but it's not the important thing. But as of now, we don't have ASP. We have only ASP.NET. Okay. So the tools, coming to the tools, we have the two tools required. One is the Visual Studio. So you can take Visual Studio 2019. So this is for the .NET, like the ASP.NET, ASP Pages, and the C#. So coming to the database, SSMS. So SQL Server Management, SSMS means SQL Server Management Studio. These two tools are enough for our development. Okay. So I will share these links, how to download those kind of things I will share. So we have the two tools. One is the Visual Studio. The second one is the SSMS. Okay, SSMS means SQL Server Management Studio. So we'll see how to create project, how to install those kind of things. We'll see later. So as of now, I will tell you about the HTML controls. Okay. So just keep it a .NET aside. So now the thing is HTML. So first we'll start from HTML. So once complete the theoretical part or the basics, I think it will take 3 days. Then we'll start the completed .NET. Okay, as of now, I'm not starting any .NET related big operations. So first you have to know what is application, what the controls, those kind of things. So that's why I will tell you the basic things, HTML and CSS. So HTML means hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. This is the abbreviation standards. Okay. So what is HTML? HTML is a client-side scripting language. Okay, it's a client-side language. That means we can't perform the database operations, or we can't perform the server-side things. Okay, it's just showing what you are creating controls. Those controls it is showing in the browser. So the thing is, browser understandable language is only HTML. That's why if you are writing any program, I mean any language, finally it was converted into HTML, because the browser understands only HTML. Okay, suppose you are writing your design, I mean you design your controls with ASP.NET, someone design Python, someone design Angular. So any language you're designing, that's fine, but finally the framework converting these controls into HTML. Okay, so now we'll start the HTML page, how to create HTML, those kind of things. 1 second, I will share my screen again. Okay. So yeah, I'm creating one text file. So for the HTML, so guys, you're able to see my screen completely?
Yes, sir, we are able.
Okay, fine. So for the HTML creation, no need to install any Visual Studio, no need to install any other tools. You can write in your text file. You have the notepad, right? So you can take one notepad, you can write your HTML code in this page. But we are not getting any intelligence. I mean, some syntax errors are there, but we can't get those syntax errors in the text file. But if you're taking a Visual Studio, then it will shows the your syntax errors. Okay, as of now, I'm just writing the basic things here only. So the HTML, you have to take the HTML tag first. So every tag you're opening, then you have to close. Okay, I just open a HTML tag. So the closing, you have to take the slash, the backward slash. So by using the backward slash, you can close the tag. So here I just opened the HTML tag. After that, I just closed the HTML tag. So here one more tag is there, header tag. What is the purpose of head tag and those kind of things we'll discuss later. So I just opened header tag, I just closed the head tag. Okay, we'll discuss later about the head tag. Now, as of now, yeah, body tag is there. So I just opened body tag. Here I'm closing the body tag. Okay, so in between body tag, you can write your controls. So I'm creating first the header controls. So h1, h1 means it's a header tag. So we have the 6 h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. So h1 is the big size. So comparatively, yeah, so it is the number is increasing, the size is decreasing. Suppose if you're taking h2, it is a little bit smaller than the h1. So just I'm writing some static text here. This is a heading, suppose. So here I have to close the header tag, right? H1 tag. So here also I am taking some other header tag. This is a heading, but this is H2 tag. Okay, I'm just saving. So here you have to give the extension is the HTML or HTML. Okay, web page HTML. I am selecting this one, web page HTML, student.html. Okay, this is my file name. The HTML is the extension. So I'm saving this file. I'm just closing this file. Now just to go to that location. So this is the our page, right? We can open in your browser. So I'm opening this page with Google Chrome. Google Chrome is not working. Okay. Something happened. This is actually MacBook. It's not supporting the basic things. Okay. Okay, I will show you this in server tomorrow. I think actually this is MacBook. My MacBook is not supporting the HTML files. Okay, so as of now, I will tell you the controls, how to create controls, but tomorrow I will show you the presentation. I mean, how the controls are created in browser. I will show you. So the first one is the HTML basic tag. This is for the, we are intimating this file belongs to HTML. This code is the HTML scripting language. So after that header tag is there, we'll discuss later, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So the next one is the body tag. So in this body tag, we can create the any controls. Okay, you can create not only these controls. So the important controls is, if you observe, we have the text boxes are there. So here I'm creating the text box. The syntax is input type equals to double quotes or single quotes. You can put as a text. So text means text box. You can close by using the backward slash. 1 second, we'll check by using, I think it will work in Google Chrome or not. Still Google Chrome also same thing. Okay, I will show you tomorrow clearly. So I think it's not supporting. Okay, fine. So yeah, anyone any doubt about the HTML or controls or something? Today, unfortunately, I don't have server, but tomorrow I will show you these entire things in a browser, how these controls are created, those kind of things.
Sir, is this line input equal to text? Such
Yeah.
kind line is required for execution.
Yeah, this is for the syntax for creating text box.
Okay.
Suppose if you want to button, then input type equals to button. Okay. Yeah, like this you can create it. So input type text means these are the HTML syntaxes. So coming to ASP.NET, that is little bit different. Okay, those syntax, those controls creation will different. So we'll discuss later. This is actually, we have to know the basic thing from the scratch. That's why I'm telling these things. But yeah, after 2 days, we directly start the .NET. So this is just a warm up, but you have to know how the HTML controls create, how the ASP.NET controls. You have to know, that's for sure. Okay. So other people, anyone, any doubt? Okay. So anyone able to share screen? Is it possible? If you have the Windows system. Anyone, Harish or someone, Pawan, anyone?
Sure, sir. Like mine is Windows 11.
Yeah, that's fine.
Will
You
that
just
work?
share your screen and give control. I will show you.
Yeah.
Because today, yeah, I have only MacBook.
Like it is showing host disabled participant screen sharing. Like
Okay, you
someone
don't
can
have
enable.
access. Okay, I think 1 second, I will check from my side. Is it possible to enable? I think I'm also don't have the right to give access. Ask to start video help. Okay, fine. I'm also don't have the. Okay, fine. Okay, no problem. We'll see tomorrow. So, guys, yeah, please tell me. I really don't know your understanding or getting some confusion. I really don't know. Can you please ask any questions about the course or anything? Actually, these 2 days I didn't tell the main things. Just I gave you overview about the .NET and the applications side. But still, you may get some questions, some confusing things. Please ask.
Hello?
Yeah, Pawan.
Yeah. Actually, sir, what types of notes we will get means regarding C Sharp or SQL
Complete
Server,
material.
SQL
Yeah.
database?
Yeah, good question. I will tell you. So about the material, ASP.NET C Sharp, I will give you the complete material with code, with code. Suppose C Sharp, I'm doing some save operation. So suppose I'm doing hospital project. So the complete code I will give you, and the material side, SQL, ASP.NET C Sharp, all the topics I will give you the material. And database side I will give you the scripts. So script means creating table, inserting data, everything I will give you, because code is different, database side scripts is different. Code we are keeping in Visual Studio, database side scripts we are keeping in some files, .sql files in the db side. So those files also I will give you. Yeah, complete thing. So what I am telling, every word I will give you, I mean technical words. What I'm telling, suppose today I told you about the HTML, tomorrow I will tell you about the CSS. So everything. So previously, yesterday I told you about the application. So everything, every definition I will give you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Anyone?
And this course runs for 3 months, right?
Not the 3 months. It will complete 2 to 2.5 months. I mean, it's based on your performance because suppose today I gave you one task. Tomorrow, all of you, your efforts, some giving some efforts, you are trying to complete. That's fine. Suppose you may get some confusion, you may get something. It will take the time. So it's completely based on your performance because you have to compulsorily learn. You have to compulsorily know that particular thing until we can't move the next thing. Suppose if you have this some doubt, we can't move to the next subject, I mean the next topic, because it's completely tightly coupling. If you are perfectly learn the previous topic, then only you can learn the now the current topic and the tomorrow's topic. So yeah, approximately it will take 2 to 2.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Haris, Thomas, Pavan is okay, and few more guys. Sudhakar Rao. Yeah, hi Sudhakar Rao. Any questions from your side? Sudhakar Rao, Mayur, Sudarshan K.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
Sudarshan.
in this JavaScript, you are covering a Node.js.
No. Node.js, no. It's only JavaScript I will cover, and jQuery also I will cover. So Node.js is completely different. That's also actually one kind of the client-side library, but I don't know actually. Really, I didn't get chance to work with Node.js. But yeah, if you learn perfectly JavaScript, jQuery, the remaining client-side languages are almost same.
Okay.
Because these are like in the market now, we have the different companies. So every company they are promoting, they are introducing some new languages. So those languages, some languages are popular. So that's the thing only. Suppose if you are learn one bike, suppose you are learn perfectly one bike, you can take the bike, Hero Honda bike and Bajaj bike also. The only difference, the gear system. Suppose if you observe the Hero Honda bike gear system is back. On coming to the Bajaj, it's the front. So some kind of only syntactical differences are there. So the main motive driving the reaching point is same.
Okay, sir. Sir, in .NET full stack developer, we are in Java language. We cannot use in that full stack, sir. .NET.
No.
Java,
Java is
Python.
completely different. No. Java is completely different. Actually, the standards wise, it is same, but the interaction, the integration part, .NET Java quite different. It's not any similar things for the interaction, but the motive is same. The motive means by using .NET, by using Java, we are implementing different kind of applications. So that's the same thing, but the roots are different. So yeah, Python is also completely different, Sudarshan.
Okay, sir.
But one thing is sure, if you learn perfectly Java or .NET, you can move to any other technologies easily, because these two are the upper things. These two are the higher things, because here we have the tools, we have the programming, we have the designing, we have the database. So everything, almost the basic testing also there. So once you learn perfectly .NET or Java, you can move any DevOps or also any Azure side, anything we can easily move. That's the advantage.
Okay, sir. The work from home possible, sir. This if you get
As of now, yeah, some companies are going with work from home, but few companies are following hybrid model, like weekly they're opening 3 days or 2 days, like that. Yeah, work from home is possible, but don't worry, you just learn perfectly this technology. If you want to put some 2 years experience, you can put, no problem. So but you have to maintain some confidence, and you have to learn their daily wise. So there is no limit, there is no up to mark, so you can learn daily. So yeah, we just perfectly attend this class and practice. You will definitely get the at least 2 years knowledge, 2 years real-time knowledge.
Okay, sir. How many live project we will predict, sir?
One project, one live project. I will show you. I will give you that particular code also. So like the example bank project or hospital, any domain will take.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
one live project. I will show you. I will give you tasks in that project. Final day, I will give you the complete entire code.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So anyone, any questions? Sonam or Subhakar Rao, Mayur?
No, sir, I have one question,
Yeah,
which is
Mayur.
not related to, sorry, Mayur, you can
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah,
No,
Mayur. Okay.
no question. No question.
Okay. Yeah, Mayur, tell me. Hello, I think someone. Hello. Yeah, Mayur.
No question, sir. No question.
Okay. No questions. Okay.